What's going on, guys? This is Lior and welcome back to my channel. Now, what I thought I would do in this video is talk about the top 4 neighborhoods around the Boston area that I think you must keep an eye on. Now, these 4 neighborhoods have all experienced insane, tremendous growth. They all have major infrastructure projects in them. And I talk about these a lot with a lot of buyers that want to invest or buy homes in growing areas. So I'm gonna highlight these 4 neighborhoods for you guys. So whether you're buying a home or you own a home in these areas, this is information you got to know. So with that, let's get at it. What's going on, guys? My name is Lior and welcome back to my channel. Now, before I get into the meat and potatoes of the video, 2 super quick things, guys. Number 1, if this is your first time on my channel, first of all, welcome. Second of all, make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. I put out tons of content on this channel, talking all about what it's like to live in Boston, highlights of different neighborhoods, tips on buying, investing, and everything in between. And number 2, guys, if you guys are thinking about making a move around Boston, whether it's buying, investing, selling, whatever it may be, you know, me and my team just get so many calls from you guys watching these videos, and we love every single one of them. So if you're thinking about making any sort of move, hit us up and we will definitely help you out. So with that, let's get right into it and talk about these 4 neighborhoods that I think you have to know about if you're considering investing or buying a home around the Boston area. And we're gonna start with neighborhood number 1, which is the neighborhood I actually just moved out of, but I loved living there, and that was the west side of South Boston, or Southie. Now, I personally think all of South Boston is going to continue to change over the next 3 to 5 years, as there's some major projects going on. But the reason I decided to highlight the west side of Southie is because I think that area is just gonna make big leaps and changes of feel, vibe, and everything. The big reason for it is the Washington Village project, which is currently under construction and ongoing. I think that's going to be an absolute game changer for that whole neighborhood. It's right off of Old Colony. I've done very detailed videos about that project, so make sure to check them out. I think that's going to be an absolute game changer for that whole neighborhood. It's right off of Old Colony. I've done very detailed videos about that project, so make sure to check them out. But basically, it's a massive project that's going to consist of condos, apartments, retail, and commercial. Now, that area is already starting to change quite drastically. There was a Tate that just opened up on Old Colony Ave. And if you guys are not from Boston, Tate is like this kind of high-end coffee shop chain here in Boston. They just opened up a shop on Old Colony Ave. There's rumors floating around that we're potentially going to get a Whole Foods or a Star Market on Old Colony at Washington Village. Again, this is just rumors, nothing's confirmed, but you know, there's a lot of excitement and chatter about what's going to go in the commercial and retail side of it. And I think regardless of what it is going to be awesome and game-changing for that neighborhood. And there's just been a lot of other projects around Old Colony outside of Washington Village. Again, I did a video recently about that, so make sure to check that out. But Washington Village is far from the only project there. And I think as these projects continue to be built, it is absolutely going to change that whole area. And I'm so high on it. So definitely check that area out. Number 2 area or neighborhood that I think you need to be aware of is Union Square in Somerville. Now, Union Square in Somerville is already been blowing up, and I think it's an amazing area. First, it's pivoted around USQ, right, which is a mega project. Again, I've done videos about the details of it in other videos, so make sure to check them out. But basically, it is 2.7, is that right? 2.7 million square feet of lab and innovation space. It's gonna have restaurants, it's gonna have condos and apartments. It's just going to be absolutely massive, and I think it's going to be absolutely game-changing for that area. I think you're going to see a lot of biotech activity there. You're going to see a lot of job creations going there. I just think it's really going to change that neighborhood. And of course, the second reason for it is the Green Line extension. That's part of the reason that I think it's just changing the dynamics of that neighborhood. It's just making that neighborhood a lot more accessible for commuters. So all of a sudden, if you work downtown, you can still just hop right on the Green Line and get right to work downtown. So I think it's absolutely going to be game changing for that area. and I'm just so excited to continue to witness what's going to happen there. So definitely make sure you keep tabs on Union Square. Number 3 neighborhood you have to keep track of is the East Boston and Revere neighborhood around Suffolk Downs. Now, this is another project I've highlighted in many other videos, but Suffolk Downs, if you don't know, is the biggest project to be approved in Boston's history. It is absolutely massive project, and it is basically a 160-acre site, and I got the stats right here. It's a 160-acre site that's going to deliver over 16 million square feet of development, including 10,000 apartments and condos, 5 million square feet of life science and commercial space, and 40 acres of open space and parks. I mean, it is just going to be a huge project. I think completely game-changing. So make sure you keep tabs on that neighborhood. And finally, neighborhood number 4 that I think you should really keep tabs of is Savin Hill in Dorchester. And the reason I think Savin Hill is going to continue to experience tremendous growth is anchored by the dot block development. The dot block development, I got the stats right here, it's going to be $200 million project with about 488 units being built and around 300,000 square feet of retail space. And there's also going to be additional open public space. So that is going to be an absolutely transformative project for the neighborhood. Now, that's not the only thing that's going on here. Again, I got some more stats for you guys here. The old Boston Globe building, which is right there, is now being leased out by some major companies, which again, I think is bringing in more jobs, more people moving in. You know, Noble, the athletic company, was the big one of the first big companies to sign a lease there. And there's a few other very large projects currently being proposed and kind of worked in with the city. I think you're gonna see tremendous change and growth in that neighborhood. So whether you're buying, investing, whatever it is, right, and or you're just looking for a place to live where you think there's gonna be a lot of excitement around, these are the 4 neighborhoods I would definitely keep tabs of. So if you guys have any questions, comments, whatever it is, just shoot them below and I will definitely help you out.